Here are my top 4 books for any entrepreneur going into 2025. Actually, matter of fact, this is my top 4 books for anybody in general going into life in 2025. And these are books from 2023 and 2024. These are my 4 favorite books from those 2 years. I've read a lot, and these are just the ones that really stuck out to me, the ones that I guess I have seen the biggest impact in my life from. So let's get straight into it. First one being, this was the first book that I read actually, or one of the first books that I read, which is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I think this book has been so life-changing for me. And I guess one of my biggest takeaways from it is that this book taught me how to think in perspectives, which is extremely important. And this book also teaches you how a lot of the things that you're stressing about in life don't really matter. And it's kind of just stress that you put on yourself for no reason, among many other things. But this book right here is an amazing read. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Mason. Now for the second book, which I also think is a banger of a book. This one I will say is definitely more for the entrepreneur, but this is a great book for anybody who, just in any aspect of life, I think this is a good book to help you think more in perspectives, to have different perspectives on different things. And this book is called The Millionaire Mind by Thomas J. Stanley, PTH. It's an amazing book, and basically the way the book is written is they did a test on a lot of millionaires, or a series of tests on a lot of millionaires, and it kind of broke down their habits, their traits, different skill sets that you need to become a successful entrepreneur, so on and so forth. An amazing book. It's definitely on the longer side. It's like 340 pages, but definitely something that I suggest anyone read. And I've never heard anyone talk about this book. It's definitely really under the radar, but it's something that I definitely think you should give a read. Yeah. Now, for the third book, which I also think is an amazing read, and this was also one of the books that I read earlier on in my entrepreneurial journey, or I guess also my self-improvement journey. This book has helped me in a lot of areas in life, and the book's called Chatter by Ethan Cross. I hope I pronounced his name right. But it's an amazing book. The book basically explains to you why the voice in our head matters and how we can control the voice in our head and leverage it to the best of our abilities. And it really teaches us how to get this chatter, out of our head. It teaches us how to hone in on this and use it to our benefit rather than it tear us down and break us apart. So this was a great book, especially in my earlier stages of entrepreneurship. I was a lot more of an unstable person, or there's probably a better word for it, but I guess that's the best word that I have for now. And this book really helped me with that. This book really helped me become a much more level-headed human being all around. And I definitely do think your mental state and your lifestyle correlates a lot to the business and the amount of success you have in other areas of life. So I think this is a great read for any entrepreneur and anybody looking to improve their life. Now, finally, I actually just finished this book yesterday. This is a great read. I'll definitely say that. I really fuck with this book. It's called Nudge, the Final Edition by Richard H. Thaler and Cass R. Susan or Sun. I'm not gonna pronounce her name, but I'm just gonna put it up to the camera so y'all can see. Want it to focus. I don't know if it's gonna focus. I can't see my reflection, so I hope it focused. But it's an amazing book. I highlighted it, really studied this book, and I honestly got a lot of takeaways from this book. A couple of them were small decisions you make and small actions, or the placement of things that you might think are really tiny, as in on a website or in a store, matter extremely. They can have a massive impact on your business or the thing you're building or whatever the case may be. Small things matter, and there's a lot of ways you can nudge those things to go in the direction you need them to go into. It also breaks down the opposite of nudge, which is sludge, basically breaking down how a lot of companies use sludge to their advantage and so on and so forth. Also vice versa. It's a lot of different... there was a lot in this book. This is also another long book. It was 330 pages, and there was definitely a lot of knowledge in here. And it's really a book on decision making and what's another good word? Decision making and, like I said, really being able to be a leader, I guess, is another good word. This book is great for leaders because it shows you a lot of different perspectives on a lot of different things. Taxes, income, housing, norms, society. It gives you, and that's just touching the tip of the iceberg of this book. This is honestly an amazing book, and I suggest it to anyone who wants to run a country, who wants to be great. I definitely think this is something that you should pick up at some point and even just skim over. An amazing book. And with all of these that I mentioned, like these, I've probably implemented like 30 to 50% of each of these books, right? And each time I've read a new one, this one to this one to this one to this one, or you know, whatever the order is, it has changed my life drastically. It has given me a lot of new insights. It has helped me become more self-aware, so on and so forth. So I really do think people who pick up books are just naturally going to surpass those who don't. And I say that because the richest people in the world say that. I think it was Charlie, I don't want to mispronounce his last name, but it was Charlie. He's Warren Buffett's good friend, right? He said himself, he's never seen a successful individual who does not stay stuck in books. A truly wealthy and successful individual who does not constantly stay in the books. So, again, it's not about how much you read, but it's about how much you apply from the things you read and how much knowledge you gain. So that's why I didn't want to overfill the list, because I have some other good books back there, but these I think are a great foundation, not only for success, but to create the life you want for yourself. So I definitely suggest you give all 4 of these at least a read. At least pick them up, download a PDF on the internet, do something. I definitely suggest it. And yeah, with that being said, leave a like, comment, let me know if this was valuable. You know, just give me some feedback, help me make these videos better for you, the viewer, and stay tuned for that. I'm really getting ready to pump content out. I'm just trying to, as I've said before, only pump valuable content out. So I'm trying to make myself a more valuable asset so I can give you more value as the viewer to go apply and leverage in your own life, while also, you know, becoming a little bit more close with y'all, you know, sharing a little bit more, being a little bit more open with things, you know, maybe using my Twitter for that, or, you know, I'll pick a platform for that. And yeah, it's something that I'm really excited for, and hope y'all enjoyed the video. Until next time, all y'all, I hope y'all take care, and see y'all next time.